do one more trade. Let's talk Texans. You can pick whoever you want here. You got Diggs, you got Tank Dell, you got Nico. When you heard about Diggs landing in Houston, what was the first thing you thought about? What was the first Texans player you updated in your Dynasty trade chart? And what's kind of the offer? Are you selling, you buying? Tell us who the player was.
Sure. So the first one that I thought of was Nico Collins. And immediately I was dropping him. I'm selling him right now. I have him at a total value of 41, which is around a late first round pick. And there's a lot of buzz still really high on Nico Collins. So I think that you could get that late first round pick for him. Especially if you're not in contention right now and you have Nico Collins, I think you could get a late first round pick for him, and you could find somebody that could replace him that is going to either be younger or be better in some way. Well, they're going to be younger either way, but I do think that you can find somebody that will be better in that range.
Yeah.
So also another looking at it from another point of view. I saw some of the tight ends in that range. You're looking at like Andrews, Hawkinson, your guy Kincaid.
Yeah.
So I would totally, if you can flip Nico Collins for Kincaid, I would do that in a heartbeat. If you're contending right now and you need a tight end really bad, I would flip him for Hawkinson or Andrews. And then looking at one of the packages that I put together for it, I was thinking around trying to get a second round pick, and then trading for like Michael Wilson, getting younger at the wide receiver position, try to find
Michael
somebody
Wilson
love Michael Wilson.
I just wrote him up literally yesterday. The article dropped, I think yesterday, that I wrote up Michael Wilson in my top 150. So yeah,
nice.
I'm in on that. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. No, I think that getting Michael Wilson for being the young guy and being in the position that he's in now, I think would be huge. And then getting that second round pick just to help bolster that, like that'd be huge.
And listen, I think my opinion is I'm actually on the opposite side of these things with you, because my thought process is I'm going to poach if there is any panic at Tank Dell owner, because listen, Diggs' contract is 1 year. Nico Collins, by the way, in the last year of his contract, and he's only 25. And listen, I've said this about Joe Burrow, and I'll say this about CJ Stroud. Watching him play, I want as many players tied to that elite quarterback. Now, the only downside of the Texans is Bobby Slowick is going to get a head coaching job next year. Probably going to have. If the Texans play well, he's gone. Then hopefully they could promote Johnson. But if Johnson is a good OC, he's going to be gone. So it's the turnover at offensive coordinator that worries you a little bit. It's not like Kyle Shanahan, where he's the head coach and he's constantly there, or Sean McVay, where you're getting that consistency. So that is the one kind of long-term downside. But like Tank Dell, in my opinion, because of the injury and because of this, like I'm willing to. Now, it's tough because I don't think 2.01 is going to get you Tank Dell. I don't think so. But if I am a team that's not going to win this year and I can offer an older, maybe more established player, like I guess my question would be if I can offer an early second and player X, like I don't know in your mind if you could look it up, like what's 2.01, 2.02, and a player that's a good, solid veteran wide receiver to acquire Tank Dell. Is there a trade in your mind for that? Sorry to put you on the spot, Richard. You know what I mean?
No,
I'm trying. This is what I mean. I'm over here brainstorming a little bit. I'm thinking to myself, I'll take the red shirt year on Tank Dell this year with the injury, with the too much target competition, and I'll build for the future. And I'll offer up maybe my early second and then X player. Or even if I have an early, let's say I have a top 4 pick and I say to myself, I'll give you 1.04 Tank Dell and your late first or something. Maybe something like that could work.
Right. You know, I'm not seeing anything. The one trade that I did have with him was like a Mike Williams. I am interested in seeing Mike Williams with Rodgers over there in New York. So that would be one way to look at it. That was a second round pick and Mike Williams. So yeah.
So Mike Williams and a early second for Tank Dell. You think that gets it done? There's like asking for a friend type thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Ooh. I do. Well, okay. So when I was writing this up, I was looking at buying him. I'm more than willing to give that up. And now you're putting me on the spot, and you're making me realize I need to
Come
look at
on.
that a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I think you
I
might
think
be.
I would need something else. So yeah, no, you're right. I would need something else there.
Yeah, so I would say in that case, you're probably looking at the next tier up, maybe the Jerry Jeudy,
Yeah,
Gabe Davis, Jamison Williams type players, even though Williams is a young guy. Terry McLaurin is another one where if I offered you Terry McLaurin in an early second for Tank Dell, that if you're a win now team, you're getting an early second, so you're not leaving the draft, but you're also getting Terry McLaurin for 2024. Now, it depends on what the owner is. Like if I'm a top 3 team and I have Tank Dell, I might not even care. I might be like, I'll take the retro year on Tank Dell. I got 4 other studs I could work with. But I'm just saying this is always going to be niche specific, right? There's going to be a
yeah,
team out there where I'm just saying now, like I'm willing to take a redshirt year on Tank Dell if there's any head, because like 2 months ago or even prior to the injury, Tank Dell was probably going to be way up your list. Like you're probably talking top 5 pick in the first round for Tank Dell minimum. If he continued on the trajectory, never got hurt, tied to
right,
CJ Stroud, nope, Diggs probably wouldn't even been traded. So that
right,
trajectory, and by the way, Nico Collins last year of his deal, Stephon Diggs 1-year contract. One or the two of those guys are not coming back. The Texans are not going to be able to pay both of them. So Dell's going to be, you might just have one down year. So I think this is a good opportunity to like look at that early second, maybe package a solid veteran like McLaurin or a Jerry Jeudy type, maybe even Keenan Allen, Marquise Brown types. Marquise
yeah.
Brown's now tied to Patrick Mahomes. Maybe that gets a deal done. All right.
I like that.
That's
I
all.
like that
Yeah.
actually. Marquise Brown. I like that.
See, there we go. That's what our talking about. That's why we do the Dynasty trade chart. That's why we talk through this. By the way, if you haven't checked out Richard Sickels' trade chart, go to razzball.com and check it out on the website.